Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and I'm picking up where I left off in Doki Doki New Eyes. Yes, where we left off, we're about to go into the bit where they're all reciting the poems for each other. I sure hope Sugita did something to spice it up. Let's see. Anyway. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something excuse me. I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. We all gather at the front of the room staring at Monica. Tormuse looks a little confused. Actually, it's pretty common of Monica to ask us to gather to talk about something. You guys about the festival? Well, sort of. Before I get to speak my mind, Natsuki does it for me. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. My pleading voice isn't enough to change Monica's decision, though. Her determined look doesn't change. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Natsuki and I look at each other. What a relief. If it's only decorations, it can only go well, right? Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Oh, sorry. Thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. It's like my heart just stopped beating. Performing? Is this some kind of a joke? No, her look says otherwise. There's no way I'm going to perform. Performing? Monica? Without even listening to our concerns, she takes a proud posture and breathes in before talking. Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been silent since the start of the debate, shows us the poster she's been working on. I didn't know she was such a good artist. Her lines are delicate and the coloring is well done. I smile at her, but Natsuki doesn't seem to care. I just noticed it's interesting. International spelling of coloring. That's cool. I smile at her, but Natsuki doesn't seem to care. Looks like she's about to shout at Monica. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Oh, no. It's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I shyly raise my hand. I don't want to go against Monica's will, but this is just too much for me to handle. I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that. Just imagining being in front of a crowd. I can't. Definitely not. I shake my head in fear. Guys! Sayori looks like she wants to say something, but Monica holds her hand up, signing her to say no more. No, Sayori, I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. I feel guilty seeing Monica so sad after we rejected her idea. I really want to do it for her, but I just can't. I know my limits. Monica doesn't look ready to give up just yet, but I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, it'll inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Is Sayori really saying that? I mean, I shouldn't judge people before learning more about them, but she's always so silent. I wouldn't have expected her to be so poetic. Are you silent? Okay. What she's saying makes sense, wandering through our own feelings as I described it. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki remains silent, probably thinking about the pros and cons of such a performance. I wish I could say something, but Monica's words resonate in my head. She's totally right. Our goal is to get more members and to share our passions for literature. Sayori doesn't look too bothered. She's anxiously watching us, waiting for our answers. god, take a shot. That joke again. It's been a while since he's used that word. Monica, how can you be so convincing? I guess is a skill she developed while participating in the debate team. Suddenly, Tormes, who's been listening from afar, jumps into the conversation. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayuri and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. That was an interesting choice. He moved Natsuki off to put MC there, then moved Sayuri off to put Natsuki back on the opposite side. I mean, Sukuna isn't doing anything in the way of creative choices regarding expressions or posing or positioning. He's always putting them in the same position, but that was a little weird choice there, having Natsuki to the left side and then arbitrarily moving over to the right side. Oh well, moving on. Well, maybe, but Monika's arguments worked in Natsuki. That was to be expected. She never misses an occasion to share her passions, and considering how well Monica phrased them, there's no way she wouldn't have agreed. Sorry. Whoa. That was to be expected. She never misses an occasion to share her passions. Wait, Natsuki never misses an occasion to share passions? Like, I was under the impression that she explicitly was reserved about that sort of thing up to this point. This mod is weirdly contradictory in places. Whatever. I mean, like, okay. The thing is, this whole scene right here, it only exists to establish character or reinforce character which is already established. Dan Salvato said that himself when he was doing the stream. And as such, I mean, if you already know who the characters are, this whole scene is kind of boring, regardless of how it's executed. This is why in my own mod I skipped over most of it. Like, I did as much as I could to cut up the boring parts, because I'm worried about my mod getting boring. So I mean, if its only purpose is to establish character, it's weird when they contradict their character. It just makes everything confusing. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to breeze over that and ignore it, but I don't know. I mean, like, if you're going to include the scene, like, I feel like you should build it on it in some way. Like, so far, like, all the extra bits of internal monologue, I don't feel like they're adding anything. It's just either stating the obvious or it's redundant. Like, I'm sorry, Sugadev. I don't know if you're watching this, but I'm sorry. I'm being overly hard on this. I think part of it. I mean, part of that is I'm probably just really jaded because I've played so many of these mods. Part of it is somebody said that they liked New Eyes better than Storm, and they told me I should play it. I mean, I was going to play it anyway, but I kind of started to see that as, okay, well, let's see what makes New Eyes better than Storm then, you know. So when I see stuff like this, it's like, really? I mean, not to put myself on a pedestal or anything, but it's like, I worked to cut out the boring parts as much as possible, and it's sort of like he fought to add more boring stuff. Sorry, Sugadev, I'm being mean. I'm being a real dick here, but like, whatever. Moving on. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Everybody's looking at me expectantly. What am I supposed to do now? Supposed to do? Even Tormes wants me to do it. If he does, then I guess I'll do it. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. I sigh once again. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Okay. Oh gosh, that's funny. I'm sorry, that's funny to me for all the oh god in this mod. Monica saying oh gosh. That's more Monica. She doesn't take the Lord's name in vain. Anyway. You'll be fine, Yuri. Monica has an exasperated look on her face. Is it really that hard to understand how painful it is to be in front of a crowd? It's just not me. I'm not able to do it. I was born this way. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. Monica needs to stop with her sudden ideas. I almost fall out of my chair. Do you want us to practice now? No way. Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do in front of strangers? Oh no. Monica doesn't even show an ounce of compassion. I suspect that she wants to push us against our limits in order to improve. It's an honorable motive, but it's just not the right time. Honorable. I would have said an honorable. You don't usually pronounce the H in honorable. Anyway, moving on. Not while Tormers is here. What if I end up making a fool of myself while reading? Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Sayuri has her hand raised and she looks all fired up. I wish I could be as willing as she. Of course. Now let's see. She flips through her notebook, glancing over all the poems she's written. Seems like she wrote a lot before we even started sharing them. I should try bringing the ones I have at home at some point. She reads one and nods. A few seconds later, she's behind the podium, ready to recite her poem. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Before she even says the first word, I can already feel the power of her poem. Just like Tormuse, she has that special aura. It's hard to define. She starts reciting. Her voice is clear and stable. The rhythm of her poem is extremely regular and consistent, just like the poems she showed me. It seems like she has her own particular writing style, but it's not... Oops. Sorry, I skipped that too early. Her own particular writing style, but it's not only a writing style. It's as if her poems were meant to be recited. I can't tell if she takes time to recite each and every one of her poems, but one thing's for sure, she's really talented. I should try getting some inspiration from her poems. Before I know it, her recitation is already over. Everyone's focused on her. We all applaud as Monica catches her breath and smiles at us. She looks really proud of herself. Actually, seeing her enjoying her time up there, why can't that not be me? What? I am confused by your double negative. Maybe that's supposed to be why you can't. Never mind, move on. It's only performing in front of my friends, right? It's not going to be such a big deal if I fail. That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayuri? Before Sayuri even gets up from her chair, I'm stand up with my hand raised. Sugita's English is normally better than this. It's two grammar errors very close together. Anyway, I stand up with my hand raised. I'll go next. Ooh-ah! Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. I grab a poem from my notebook, clenching it in both my hands. I hope Sayuri's not too upset. I know she wanted to go next, but I feel like I can do it. I know I can. I look down, walking over to the podium. This poem is called... All the looks are focused on me. I wasn't expecting it to be this stressful. You can do it, Yuri! I faintly smile at Sayuri. I can do it. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. I clutch my poem even harder. I take a few seconds to catch my breath and I start reading the poem. I keep butchering my sentences, however... Oh, neat. It's not such a bad feeling. It actually feels pretty good. It's like nobody's here anymore. The words flow out of me. I can't really control it anymore. I'm already reaching the end. This is a nice touch. I want this to keep going. Who would have known it would be such an interesting experience? Everything feels calm. Too bad. It's already the end. I jerk my head up to look at everyone alternately. Wait, where? Oh right, I was just reading my poem. Nobody's clapping though. They're all standing there staring at me. Tommy's the first one to... Oops. Everyone to start applauding? First one to start applauding, everyone else follows. However, they all look more or less confused. Was my performance that awkward? I don't even remember reading my poem, to be honest. I clutch the poem once again, and I hurry back to my seat. I'm pretty sure I'm blushing. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Seem to have exhausted all the words I could muster. that was a neat little touch. The little slow fade in of the paradise background with this. I will also slow fade out of the music. Nice touch. bit of coding involved there. Anyway, I don't really feel so good. This is embarrassing, but Tony's applauded. He was the first. For some reason, that makes me genuinely happy. I guess I'm next then. She happily stands up and goes towards the podium. She's grinning at us. There's no way she's not feeling stressed right now. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. It's obvious she's starting to get nervous, and she must likely felt the same as I did, so she wanted to try it out. But imagining and doing it are two very different things. Sorry. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it will come up best if that way. I see. Okay then. After taking a deep breath, Sayuri starts reciting her poem. Her voice is all soft. She's clearly nervous, however, the result is mesmerizing. I feel like maybe she could make it sound more powerful, but if this is a first for her, it's really good. After a few sentences, it looks like she isn't paying attention to us anymore. She's enjoying the experience. I can see a faint smile on her face as she reads through a tricky part of the poem. Did she really write it herself? I can't know, since manga doesn't want us to make Sayuri feel uneasy. That's awkward. Okay. As soon as she finishes, we all applaud. She sighs and grins at us. I did it! Tomi's is the first to congratulate her. Of course, he's her best friend after all. Good job, Sayuri. Even Tormi's liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? Haha, Tormi's really is oblivious to compliments. Poor Sayuri tries explaining what she meant. Monica claps alone. It came out nicely, Sayuri. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely, but it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I think Monica spotted the same flaw as I did. Sayuri's delivery sure was interesting, but I don't feel like it would be the right one for the festival. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Then next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. You don't have much time before the festival, you know. Isn't Monica a little too hard on Sayuri? She's clearly doing her best. Well, she's club president after all. What she's doing is probably right. Okay. Sayuri lazily walks back to her seat. Now who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Tormuse. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Tormuse lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. That was mean. She's trying to make us believe she has no specific feeling towards Tormuse. So I have trouble believing this. Natsuki. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. Tormuse is being incredibly tolerant with Natsuki. Well, I guess that's normal considering. He takes place in front of the poem. He takes his place, perhaps? Anyway, he looks calm, almost confident. If he's feeling awkward, he sure is doing a good job at hiding it. He starts reading his poem. His voice is shaky, but he pronounces... He pronounces... I think it's supposed to say pronounces. Pronounces every syllable distinctly with a certain style. I can see his eyes moving as he reads the poem. As he reads the poem? Is it just me, or there... Yeah, okay, as he reads the poem. The light reflects in his pupils. I was just going to say, is it just me, or there are more English errors than usual? Maybe I'm seeing things. You did say reads. Anyway. The light reflects in his pupils. His face is also incredibly delicate. Before I know it, his poem is already over. I haven't listened to the end. I need to stop focusing on other things. Shake my head. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. He looks disappointed in himself. Makes my heart sink to see him like that. I wish I could compliment him on what was actually good in his performance, but I just can't bring myself to talk. I push myself too hard. Alright then, that just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. On her way to the podium, she keeps mumbling to herself, probably saying things about Monica and her pushy attitude. She glances at Tormuse and immediately looks down at her poem. The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. She takes a breath and starts reading it. She progressively relaxes as she reads through it. Even though she sounds a little tense, she's got the same rhythm as Monica. Reading her poems and hearing them are completely different experiences. They sound much more complex when recited this way. I wonder how the one she wrote yesterday would have sounded. She finishes her poem and the audience applauds, just like they did for everyone else. She hurries back to her seat, her poem still in hand. That wasn't so hard, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people would be way easier. Put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. Okay, see what I mean though? Like, a moment ago, like, Yuri's internal monologue was saying that Natsuki loves sharing her passions, and now she's saying it's embarrassing to share them. So, like if you wanna write your own headcanons for Natsuki, fine, but tying it to the original vanilla text and like copy pasting the original vanilla text in, it makes it really obvious where the contradictions are. This is supposed to be a scene about establishing character, and you're giving contradictory details of the character, and it's like, I don't know, it just makes things confusing mess. Sorry, I'm being too hard on it again. I'm gonna move on. At least she feels at ease with one of those. Pretty sure it'd be even worse in front of a crowd for me. I shiver at the thought of all those stares. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it'd be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. We all stay in our seats for a few minutes, looking awkwardly at each other. Suddenly, Monica stands up. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I reassuringly smile at Monica. I can do this. Alright. Monica sits down in her chair. I find myself starting at Tormuse once again. I think I'm supposed to say staring. Sorry, I'm just giggling because it was just kind of funny how Tormuse, MC just popped on for one very short line and popped off again. I don't know why that made me laugh. Probably because of the irritated look on his face. Staring at Tormuse once again. Looks like he's deep in thought. I think this little recitation had an impact on him, but I can't tell whether it's positive or negative. After a while, he snaps back to reality and stands up. Ready to go, Sayuri? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. There's a bit of bitterness in Natsuki's voice. I think Natsuki could use Monica's jealousy talk. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Hehe. Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Judging by Tormuse's expression, what I said must have been a little bit embarrassing for him. I looked down, avoiding his gaze. I mean, walking home with him must be enjoyable. Well, it's okay, Tormuse, you didn't have to say it. Whatever, let's just go already. With that, the two of them exit the room, as usual. Monica, Natsuki, and myself. It's funny how familiar this scene gets over time. Okay, finally we moved away from the vanilla stuff, and now we can get some new stuff, I hope. Are you alright, Yuri? You've been fairly silent ever since you performed. Well, I guess I am, yes. Ah, I may have pushed you a little too far. I'm sorry if that was the case, but you understand, right? It's already a miracle for us to get a new member, so if this event can help us, we have to seize the opportunity. I understand. Don't worry. It's just that, well, my performance. What about it? It looks like most of you were a bit confused. Was it really bad? Yuri, of course not. You're just a little shaken, you know? I mean, have you ever heard yourself when you perform? No, not really. That's why. And trust me, it was breathtaking. Halfway through the presentation, you started feeling noticeably at ease. It's like you were another person. Really? Yep, it was incredible. Don't worry yourself over this. If you say so. I sighed with relief. So that's why. Monica looked behind her to check what Natsuki's doing. She raised her voice a little. Yuri, would you mind helping me with a little something? Oh, sure, why not? Just what is she up to? We'll be right back, Natsuki. Natsuki keeps searching for something in the closet, ignoring Monica. We both enter the exit. We both exit the room. As Monica closes the door, she signs me to go up the stairs. What is she trying to do? What's the matter, Monica? What do you need help with? I don't really need help. I just felt like talking for a bit. Ooh, what's going on here? I think I know where this is going. So that's why she wanted to exit the room to talk. Alright then. We both climb up the stairs to the rooftop. There's a cool breeze on the roof. I haven't been up here in ages. Monica closed the door and rests against one of the fences. So, I think we can both agree that Natsuki's different today, right? I think it's safe to assume that, yes. Any idea what could have caused it? Well, as I said, it could be because of me and how I invited her to my home yesterday, or it could be about Tormi's. I've never seen her act this way before. It's quite troubling. Well, I just wanted to ask you to try to understand. I'm not saying you should pester her to tell you what's wrong, and I certainly don't want you to get information from me, but as the club president, it is my duty to make sure that every member is at ease. Was she already nervous when you saw her today? Indeed. She was, well, a little distant. I don't know if I should bring up the talk we had while she was in the bathroom. I mean, it'd be a little personal, but Monica obviously wants Natsuki to feel better. Ooh, oh. Interesting choice. Okay, so I have a choice whether to tell Monica about the exchange with Natsuki earlier. Maybe a little personal. Monica obviously wants Natsuki to feel better. I mean, the wording here, don't betray Natsuki. Like, okay, like my first instinct is like it depends on how much Yuri intends to talk about it. Like, if she's telling Monica that Natsuki ran to the bathroom to be by herself for a bit, I mean, that's like Monica already knew that. Like, that's not anything. And they didn't really talk about anything terribly personal in there. Like, there's nothing to betray, really. So, like, I'd lean towards telling her about it. But the fact that Sukadev worded it like this, don't betray Natsuki, that makes me think of, it's back like what I said in the previous video about, this feels like a school test where, like, this is the correct answer that I want to give, but I have a feeling that this is the answer that the teacher wants me to give, or the mod author in this case. But again, on balance, I'm going to go with what I think is right, and I'll tell her, because I don't see how it does any harm. So here we go. Maybe this is better. She needs to know. Oh yeah, and the other aspect of it is the meta aspect of it. That we as the audience, having based on the plot of the original DDSO, we know that Monika's up to no good. So she's probably going to do something bad with the information. But then again, you know what, whatever. Moving on. I'm easily overthink these things. Maybe this is better. She needs to know. I sigh. Well, you know how she left the room a little earlier? I remember. I followed her to the bathroom because I couldn't bear seeing her like that. She was coughing and I expect she was crying a little too. It's none of my business. I totally understand it, but I'm concerned. Because no matter what the root cause of the problem is, such a reaction isn't good. Whether it be about Tormuse or something else. Even love? Love, right? Do you think Natsuki's in love? I take a few seconds to think. There's the L word there. It's just they only only know each other for like 3 days, right? Unless, I mean, she's in love with Yuri. Natsuri confirmed. No, I'm kidding. I would love to throw them out to go there, but I don't think Sukudev. I don't think that's Sukudev's style. Now that I think about it, it can't just be coincidence. Natsuki started acting this way since Tormuse joined the club. No, it's definitely not a coincidence. I think she may be. And what do you think about it? I've thought about what you said. I was jealous, you were right, but I want the best for Natsuki, so I'll support her. Good. That's exactly the kind of behavior that makes you a great person, Yuri. No, I don't really think so, but thank you, Monika. One day, you'll be able to understand that what you see isn't necessarily reality. You're not as bad as you think. I play with my hair, looking at the horizon. Maybe Monika's right, but I'm happy with my current situation as of right now. What are Monika's motivations in this scene? Like, what is it? I mean, like the original, based on the original plot, like she can see into the code. She already knows everything that's going on. Like I've said before, that she has to find some enjoyment from interacting with her club members. Otherwise, why would she bother? But stuff like this, taking Yuri aside to talk about it, like, what are her motivations? I wonder. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. But I'm happy with my current situation as of right now. Monika and I stand there for a few minutes, looking at the surroundings, breathing in the fresh air. After a moment, I hear the fence move a little. I turn around to see Monika waiting for me. We should get going, you know. Natsuki's going to start wondering where we are. That's right. Let's go. We both exit the rooftop. Monika stays behind to make sure the door is closed. Bit of an unnecessary concern, but oh well. Feels good to be back inside. I was getting a little cold out, and Monika's humming behind me. She's been in an awfully good mood today. Feels off. The recitation most likely altered my vision of things for today, sure, though I shouldn't trust myself. As soon as Natsuki sees us enter the room, she closes the closet and walks towards us. You two sure took your time. What do you need help with anyway, Monika? Oh, she looks at me. I sense a cry for help. We had to go check up on the 3rd floor since Sayori got some stuff there. Huh, I see. Still took your time though. What, did you miss us? Of course. Well, I mean, it's more about the fact that I can't leave the club room if you don't close it, Monika. So I was kind of trapped here. Honorable motive indeed. Hey, and you didn't use the international spelling for or maybe, okay, honorable. Anyway, moving on. Since you asked so nicely, I'll let you out. Why, thank you, Prez. I'll get going. I'll see you tomorrow. Before Natsuki leaves the room, I call her. Well, wait. Huh? Do you mind if I walk home with you? I promise things won't end up like yesterday. Is she really hesitating? I guess we can, yeah. I sigh. I need to ask her what's wrong. She's acting more and more distant. I don't like this. We'll both get going then. Monika, want to come with us? Oh no, it's fine. I still have a few things to finish here, so I'll stay in the club room a little longer. Go breathe some fresh air, you two. Alright. See you later, Monika. Later. Before exiting the room, I glance at Monika one more time. If she winks at me, she presumably wants me to support Natsuki. I'll do my best. Natsuki doesn't say a word on her way out of the building. She doesn't even look at me. I'd like to tell her to say something, but I can't even come up with something myself. Why are things so awkward? Natsuki? She turns around. She was thinking about something else. Huh? Would you like to take a little detour at the bridge? It won't take long. It won't take too long, I promise. But we said we'd talk for a little bit, right? Well, look at my feet. I understand if you had better things to do, of course. Well, it doesn't take too long, sure. I smiled to myself. Sweet. Let's go then. Sweet? That doesn't sound like a word that Yuri would use in this context, but, oh well. I lead the way. Natsuki really doesn't look too motivated. I'd love to know what's on her mind. It makes my heart sink to see her like this. It's just horrible to see your friends suffer. The wind makes me shiver, but it feels so good to get some fresh, clean air. Natsuki's looking at the sea, not saying a word. Hey, Natsu? I thought Natsuki asked her not to call her that. She chuckles a little. I already told you. No. Don't call me Natsu. No, don't call me Natsu. Haha, I know. So, about today, I want to let you know that if I did anything wrong, I should apologize for that. I know I've been really pushy lately. I'll tell you what's wrong. You can see you feel bad because of me, but things are complicated. There's been quite a lot on my mind lately. First, she takes a deep breath. Let's say I got yelled at quite a bit yesterday, so of course it made me feel a little bad. That's why I think we should try to hang out a little less. Oh. Aw. Oh, not that I want that to happen, of course, but I like to avoid hurting my father. You know, it feels like I've been stabbed 1,000 times. I look at Natsuki's face. How could she remain so calm after saying such a thing? But, Natsuki... Let me finish. Also, stop blaming yourself all the time. It hurts me, you know? Seeing how much you blame yourself because of me, stop doing that. She stares at the sky before continuing. There's also that other problem. Don't make fun of me, alright? No, I would never make fun of you. Truth is, I can't really understand what I'm feeling. Ever since Tormius showed up, I've been acting like an idiot. So I'm sorry, alright? Oh, she's crying. I'm sorry for hurting you, but I don't understand. Why does my heart beat so fast when he's near me? Why does time fly when we're talking? Why do I always see him in my head? It hurts, Yuri. It truly does. Without a word, I hug Natsuki. I don't care how weird it is, I just want to be there for her. I understand, Natsuki. I know how you feel. Don't feel the urge to apologize, please. If I have to stop spending so much time with you for your sake, then I will. Natsuki hugs me back, drying her tears on my shirt. Are you sure? Absolutely. We stay here for a little while before Natsuki finally lets go of me. Natsuki steps back and looks at me. You know, I'm glad you can understand. It's my duty as your role model, you know? Hey, that's my line. Haha, not anymore. By the way, about Sayuri, has Monika told you anything about her? She did tell me to avoid sharing my poems with her. Why? I was thinking it'd be nice to see her out of school. I'm probably going to see her this evening. You should do the same at some point. I'm sure she'd enjoy it. Oh, of course. Well then, I'll get going. Yuri, thank you. No, thank you for telling me everything. Before she leaves, she tells me one last thing. I was thinking, since we wrote similar poems today, how about we try to write about a similar subject again? Something easy to read, not particularly deep, just to see how we can portray it, you know? That could be a good idea, indeed. She looks at the sea. How about the beach? Isn't it a little cliché? Well, it's simple. Inspiring. Very well. Let's write about the sea, then. About the sea? She just said write about the beach. Hold on a second, I need to get some more water. I'm gonna pause it. Moving on. Natsuki nods and turns around. Before she takes a turn, I see her taking her phone out of her pocket. She's probably going to call Sayuri. Why? How come she can't spend time with me, but spending time with Sayuri is fine? Did I really do something wrong? No, Natsuki's words sound genuine. I shake my head and I take one last look at the sea. Time to go home. As I take my time to walk home, I find myself thinking about what Natsuki told me. Excuse me. I mean, It was a sweet little scene, but kind of. I can already sort of see where it's heading. Natsuki pushing Yuri away. It's gonna probably. I can already predict it's gonna drive her to mortar cutting, right? Oh boy, Yuri by yourself. Never a good thing. Here we go. I should take some time to see Sayuri. Maybe it'd make her more at ease to see her friends outside of school without having any pressure. But what are we supposed to do outside of school? We merely talk about literature when we're in the club room. I have no idea about anything she enjoys. What did Natsuki even plan to do with her? I should have asked her to get a general idea. I sigh. I'll do my best then. Hope she's having an enjoyable evening at least. Put my bag on the couch, looking out the window. It's not even that late yet. I sit down on the couch, taking my book out of my bag. I usually would have finished it a few days ago, but I couldn't bring myself to, considering the recent events. I cautiously lift my sleeve. Recent events. I shiver a little. I'd better not think about it. I've managed to forget about it since this afternoon. I've got to keep going. I said it wasn't necessary to stop, but if I get the occasion to, I'll seize it. I relax on the couch. I'm only halfway through my book. I guess now's a good moment to progress a little through the story. It isn't long before my mind starts imagining things again. The more I read, the less I'm focused. My mind keeps going back and forth between Natsuki and Tormuse. I'm nervously tapping my book with my fingers. This situation is irritating me. I can't tell. Am I feeling jealousy, anger, or sadness? Is it because my best friend wants to leave me? Because she wants to leave me for the one and only boy whose company I enjoy? This isn't right. Before I know it, I've closed my book and my face is buried in my hands. No, this isn't right. I get up from the couch. I wander around the living room looking at everything and nothing at the same time. I can't focus. No matter what I do, it always comes back to the same problems. For someone who's used to a common serene atmosphere, this is quite the change for me. I stop in my tracks. I guess I could, maybe? I quickly walk to my room. I open my closet. Oh, what's going on here? After a few minutes of rummaging through my clothes, I finally find what I'm looking for. I take off my school uniform and I put on a light shirt and track pants I've been keeping in there. Back then, whenever something was wrong, Mom would tell me to go running. Oh, cool. Hey! Good for Yuri. I mean, exercise is a heck of a lot of a better coping mechanism than self-harm. On multiple levels. So, yeah, good for her. I used to hate it at first, but I realized it's as good as any other way to forget about my problems. As good as... I glance at my arm. Not as good as, better than. Come on. As that. Of course, I could just go the easy way and do it again, but it just doesn't feel right. I can't do it now. I feel much better with light clothes on. I haven't run in a while, so I'm not too sure about how long I'll last. I guess it'll only do me good. Open my door, ready to go out. I walk a little to warm up. The air feels a little different now. It feels a little more fresh. Don't really know where I could run, but I don't want to be around my house right now. If I end up meeting Sayuri and Natsuki, it'd just be awkward. I break into a small run, heading for the nearest open area. By the time I arrive, I feel like I've already warmed up. It's a little odd. I haven't exercised in a good month, but I'm still in pretty good shape. Breathing is regular. Take the time to look around me. I haven't been in this part of town in a while. Still as enjoyable as I remember it, though. Smells of flowers. The breeze in my face is such a good feeling. I close my eyes for a few seconds, letting myself get absorbed by the regular rhythm of my breathing. I focus on my steps. I can probably do more than that. I want to be focused on my run. Only my run. Nothing else. I suddenly speed up to a sprint. Hey, that's neat. Can't describe how good it feels to be going so fast. The landscape is all blurry around me. Sorry. Not trying to be rude or anything. All I can think is I hope she has a really good sports bra. Because I mean, no expert in these things, but I'm told that running while having big boobs is painful. Anyway, sorry, that might have been inappropriate. Moving on. The landscape is all blurry around me. My heart is beating so fast I can hear it in my ears. This is what I want. This is what I like about it. Adrenaline. That feeling that you're going beyond your own limits. I spread out my arms to feel the wind. How long has it been already? 1 minute? 5 minutes? I can feel my legs getting tired, but my speed remains the same. As long as I keep running, I will keep running. As long as I can keep running, I will keep running. Focus, focus, I can do this. Ow! My legs suddenly give up. I didn't slow down, so I lost my rhythm. I tried to do too much. I shouldn't have gotten ahead of myself. Thank God, take a shot. I protected myself with my arms as I fell. My left arm hurts. I think it's bleeding again. But at least my body doesn't hurt. In fact, it feels pretty good. I may have pushed it to an extreme, but maybe it was a necessary evil. At least I feel calmer now. I stumbled to get back onto my feet. Maybe it's time to go back home now. I feel exhausted. The walk home took considerably more time. I can't bring myself to move my legs fast enough. I really took it too far. It's important to stretch before you do a workout, especially if you haven't done it in a while. Oh, it's yeah, seriously, stretching is underrated. Because it's something that can't be overstated, really. Like, it really cuts down on post-exercise soreness if you stretch ahead of time. Anyway, moving on. I rest my head on my front door for a minute before finally getting back in my house. I feel incredibly dizzy. Part of me wants to write my poem, but I'm pretty sure it'd be better for me to rest. I lazily walked to my room, let myself fall on my bed. For what feels like an hour, I just lay there. Oops, darn it. I keep pushing the button too early. I lay there, looking at the ceiling. Strictly speaking, it should be lie there instead of lay there, but moving on. My mind feels like one weird combination of emotions. I feel exhausted, but part of the anger I felt before running is still there. I can't get Tormi's face out of my head. Is it wrong? Is it the same for Natsuki? She said she doesn't understand what she's feeling, right? So we're not too sure it's love. No, we're not sure. One thing's for sure. This one really helped me. I haven't felt this good for a long while. Except maybe for that. Without even noticing it, my eyes slowly close and I fall asleep with a smile on my face. Oh hey, she fell asleep in her bed for once. What now? Do you hate me, Yuri? I don't know what voice to use. Do you hate me, Yuri? You're looking at your feet. Do you want to see me? Why are you going to leave us? Oh, okay. I guess this is her dad? Sadly, I don't have the right to decide about these things. But why? Why can't anyone do anything for you? Or he's her mom? I don't know. I don't know what voice to use. This is how life goes. There isn't always a happy end. You'll understand it later in your life, sweetheart. I guess it's her mom. Don't cry, Yuri. Please don't cry. Interesting choice of background color. Yeah, but that's... Talking about going to leave us, that makes me think it's your dad? Like, who's going to die, maybe? I don't know. Moving on. I see a bit of light through my eyelids. Huh? I touch my cheeks. It looks like my skin is wet. Did I cry during my sleep? I must have had a bad dream. Can't remember much of it, though. I wipe my face with my sleeves. Still wearing the same shirt as yesterday. I guess I fell asleep immediately after coming back home. I managed to sit on the side of my bed. I feel a little dizzy, but a good night's sleep helped me clear my mind a little. Take some time to breathe in a little before finally getting up from my bed. My muscles ache. Maybe I should have stretched. Damn right you should have stretched a little before. Well, ideally you should have stretched before the run in the first place. Stretching after the run can help too, but doing it beforehand is ideal. You can do it before and after, really. Anyway, better late than never, I guess. I stretch, relaxing my muscles a little. My stomach suddenly growls. Yeah. Stretching helps in a number of ways. This is my area of study a while back, but it helps because for one thing, stretching the muscle causes a reflexive relaxation of the muscle. The reason muscles get sore is because you overwork them. Sorry, I'm going on a massive tangent here. You overwork them to the point that you can't get oxygen to them fast enough. Lactic acids build up as a byproduct of your body's less efficient means of producing energy. Lactic acids cause pain, and when their body's first reaction to pain is to tense up the muscles. So it causes a feedback loop where tensing up the muscles generates more lactic acids, cause more pain, and the pain causes more muscle contraction. It's a cycle. That's why muscle soreness builds up over time. If you overexert yourself, you might not even feel the pain of it until like a day or two later. They call it delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS for short, because it takes time for that feedback loop to get going. But stretching the muscles causes a reflexive relaxation because you reflexively try to relax the muscles to not overstretch it. So there's that benefit, and the other benefit of stretching is just generally to limber up before the exercise. There's less chance of damaging the muscle if it's like pre-stretched. It has to be a gradual stretch. Like you don't want to have too sudden a movement. You want to put it into a stretch position. I don't know if I can be seen in this angle. Into a stretch position and then hold it for a while. I really do. I need to stretch my wrist flexors. This is a good stretch for me. Too much computers. Too many video games. I could probably do a stretch my legs too. But anyway, I'm rambling a lot. But I'm a big anatomy nerd, so this stuff interests me. So yeah. Moving on. After that massive tangent, my stomach suddenly growls. I didn't actually eat anything yesterday, did I? Oh, that's not good. Didn't eat anything for the whole day. And she also cut herself a whole bunch, so she lost blood, and she's doing running. It's it's just generally not healthy. I check a little. Better late than never. And I'll also have to take a shower, and write a poem, and read a bit. I sigh. Need to manage my time a little better. Start off with breakfast. I'm starving. Open the fridge. Here they are, waiting for me, the infamous eggs. I could try cooking them again. I'll have to make sure I don't burn the house down. After a few seconds of serious debate, I grab 2 eggs from the fridge in the frying pan. Eggs, here I come. If you didn't eat all day, I don't know if 2 eggs would be enough. Oh well. Soon enough, my meal looks ready. So far so good. I'm not moving from here. Not until I get to eat properly. Take a plate out and put my eggs on it. Time to taste It tastes good? I made something edible? Haha, I did it. It's such a small accomplishment, but I'm proud of it. Hey, good for you, Yuri. Take joy in the little things. So, sometimes there's value in that. I mean, I don't know. Speaking for myself, I'm prone to depression, and I'm also prone to downplaying my achievements. Even when I get important things done, I tend to downplay them. So it's that's just depression talking. It's trying to say I can't be happy. So taking joy in little things is it's a good quality to have. Anyway, moving on. It'd probably be pointless to tell anyone else, but I'll remember it. Quickly finish my eggs. After a quick glance at my phone, it's clear I don't have much time until school starts. Don't know what I should do first. Should I write a poem or just take a shower? Well, you can write the poem at school. You can't take the shower at school, so, I mean, choice is obvious in my books, especially since you ran yourself to exhaustion yesterday. It'd most likely be wiser to take a shower. Yes, I agree. I smell like sweat. It'd just make it harder to concentrate while writing a poem. I enter the bathroom. I'll have to make it quick. This is a thing. Sorry, I'm going on lots of tangents here. Whenever I read a sentence with lots of A's, and one H, I read it as like a scream. If it was A with lots of H's, then in my mind it would be more So is this a scream or is this a sigh? I think it's meant to be a sigh, but it sort of looks like a scream when it's all A's, like Anyway, I'll never get tired of taking a nice hot shower. My muscles feel slightly better. I glance at my phone once again. Did I stay under the water that long? School starts in 10 minutes. There's no way I'll ever find the time to write a poem. My last option would be the lunch break, but there's nothing wrong with it, actually. I quickly reach for my bag, still on the couch. Look through it to see if I haven't forgotten anything. At the bottom of it, I spot my blade, still bloody from yesterday. I examine it a little. No, I won't need it today. I put it on my coffee table. I'll put it away tonight. My run was more than enough to calm me down. Today will go fine. I just know it. I quickly exit my house, locking the door behind me. I like to run to school, but people will probably stare at me. Honestly, my legs hurt way too much. I'll just have to pray to arrive on time. At least, Natsuki didn't have to hang out with me this morning. It still hurts to know that she wants to spend less time with me. But it's for her sake, right? I can accept it. I have to accept it. I speed up. Yeah, so I know, it's not clear why Natsuki said that she wants to spend less time with Yuri. If it's because she wants to spend more time with MC, then that doesn't seem healthy. I don't know. Someone that you have feelings for, you want to spend more time with them, but if it comes at the expense of spending time with actual friends, it can be unhealthy. Friendship's important. But on the other hand, if it's because of something to do with her father, then I don't know. I don't know. We'll carry on, see where this goes. maybe we'll get more detail about that later. She didn't actually say why she wanted to spend less time with Yuri. I wasn't clear on that. Moving on. As unbelievable as it sounds, I'm on time. I'm not even out of breath. Impressive. Without waiting, I immediately head for my building. After all the looks I got for being just a little bit late, I don't want to ever be tardy again. Everyone's already hurrying in class. Thank God, take a shot. 1 minute late and I would have had to go through it all again. I sit down at my desk. Usual routine. Everyone's chatting and having fun. Get my notebook out of my bag. Love to start working on my poem, but I just can't feel any kind of inspiration. I rest my head in my palms looking outside. I wonder what Natsuki's doing right now. Or Tormi's. I sigh and look at the board. I guess there's no way for me to know. School bell startles me. I almost lost hope. Thought I'd never hear it ring the end of the lesson. I clumsily get up because of my aching muscles. I grab my purse, my notebook, and a pencil from my bag. I'll first get some food. I need it if I want to write properly. Luckily, all the other students are in the yard, eating their own lunches. I walk to the vending machine. There isn't a wide variety of goods to choose from, but it'll do. I'm not feeling really hungry after this morning's eggs. Now, I need to find some place to write. Could either go on the roof or in the yard. There are way too many students in the yard, and it could be too cold on the roof. Oh. Interesting. Another choice. Too cold on the roof? Too cold on the roof or too many students in the yard? I mean, given the choice, probably better to go where there are no people. So I'd choose the roof. I don't know if it makes much of a difference to the story. Something else I was going to say. Incidentally, Didn't we establish in the previous video that in this canon they go to club at lunchtime, at noontime? Like, is this a full day school or a half day school? Like, I'm still not clear on that. I mean, the original story, it's clearly, you know, like a full day thing. But, yeah, she said that she went to club at noon, so are we expecting to go to the club right at this point, or what? Another area where this mod is inconsistent. Anyway, yeah, I'm leaning towards the roof. Like, what's the benefit of the yard? You're not cold. I don't know. You got your uniform. You got a jacket. Let's go to the roof. It'd probably be better for me to go on the roof. It may be a little unsafe for me to stay out in the open for an hour or so, but I'd rather not be around everyone. What if they see me writing a poem? Take a sip of my drink and I head to the staircase, my notebook under my arm. Oh yeah, I guess the drawback of being alone is the possibility of, you know, the desire for self-harm coming back. But then again, she doesn't have her knife with her, so... Alright, moving on. Take a sip of my drink and I head to the staircase, my notebook under my arm. As I walk up the stairs, I stop at the 3rd floor. I could swear I just heard Sayori's voice. It must be my imagination. Sayori can't be in there, right? 3rd floor is abandoned. There's nothing to do there. I shake my head and I keep walking up the stairs to the roof. I think this is the scene where Sayori had her moment in Rain Clouds. The whole rope thing, right? Anyway. The wind is blowing pretty hard, but thankfully I'm not the only one here. Yeah, of course Yuri can't actually have any interaction with Sayori because, again, Sukadev is trying to line this up with his own canon for Rain Clouds. Oh well, moving on. Thankfully I'm the only one here. I put my notebook and my pencil on the floor and I look at the ground. So many students everywhere. What an inspiring view. Feels good to be a bit of height sometimes. It's an awkward sentence. I inhale the fresh air and I sit down, ready to write my poem. So, the beach, right? I scratch my head looking for a possible idea. The beach. It's a bit of a vague subject. Lots of different elements that can be portrayed. This is a bit more frustrating than I expected it to be. Opposing themes shouldn't be allowed. I spend a good minute looking at my blank sheet of paper, trying to think of anything that would fit. I suddenly snap my fingers. Of course! I know what I'm going to write. Quickly start jotting down a few lines. I erase a lot of them, but as always I end up with a poem I'm satisfied with. And that's the beach poem from the virtual game. Yep. Moving on. It looks good. I managed to use every element I could think of about the beach. I sigh. Can't wait to see what Natsuki has prepared. Glance at my phone. It's already this late. Having trouble with my perception of time lately, I quickly get to my feet, making sure my poem doesn't fly away with the wind. Second time today I'm almost late. Need to focus more. Just like this morning, the students are all getting in the classroom. Finish my drink and I throw the bottle in the bin. Just a little bit more time and we'll be able to share poems. Get used to it, actually. Sit down waiting for the lesson to start. See? Okay, so she has more classes after lunch. This is what I would have expected. But in the previous scene, she went to the club room at noon, expecting a club to happen, so I don't know. Moving on. Read my poem about 2 to 3 times, checking for any syntax errors. That's good. I hope Tormies will enjoy it. Not even noticing I find myself smiling as I think about him. I need to stop. This is just weird. Suddenly open my eyes. The school bell woke me up. I quickly look around me. So class is over again. I shake my arms. I can't feel my hands. I must have fallen asleep on them. After a quick yawn, I exit the room and I directly head for the staircase. I climb up the stairs. I can't wait to get to the club room. I want to see what everyone else came up with. I'd love to see what Tormies has written today. As I approach the room, I start humming. Today really feels like a good day. I peek through the door's window. Natsuki's sitting at the table reading a manga. Will it bother her if I enter? She said she wanted to spend less time with me, but this is our club. No, there's no need to be afraid. I open the door and I enter the room. Hey, Natsuki. She looks up from her manga and smiles at me. Hey, Yuri. How are you? I'm fine. And yourself? How good. She looks like she's in a good mood today. That's unusual considering her behavior yesterday. Hey, you didn't use the international spelling for behavior. I only commented on it because most of these mods have the American spelling, like this, without the U. But, oh well. Something I was going to say. Yeah, so this would be, if Natsuki went out to spend time with Sayori, that was when, that's the scene from Rain Clouds where Natsuki tells Sayori that she loves MC, I think. Anyway, moving on. I suddenly remember our talk at the bridge. Oh, so did you end up seeing Sayori last night? How was she? Oh, yeah, we got to spend some time together. We went to the cinema, saw a pretty good movie. Is that so? And how was she feeling? She was fine. We had some great discussions. I learned quite a few things about myself. Did you? What kind of things? Just some things, you know. Doesn't matter. Just remember you should try spending some time with her too. I'm sure she'd like it. I nodded at Natsuki. Just being unnecessarily evasive. Guess I can't really ask her to tell me about these things anyway. I promised I'd stop. Alright then. Natsuki goes back to her manga. I sit down at the table and I get out a book too. I guess I have to kill some time before the others arrive. Maybe I can finally finish my book? So this is the Friday. This is the day 4. So Sayori has to arrive next, and then Monica and MC have to arrive after that, right? If it's following the original. Okay. Anyway, I'd like to discuss a little bit more, but it'll have to wait. The club door opens. I raise my head as I notice Sayori enter the club room. I wave at Sayori. She looks incredibly tired. This is unusual. She's still smiling, though. It's unusual for her to be tired? I thought... You said... The previous day you said that she never gets enough sleep. This mod keeps contradicting itself. Okay. She's still smiling, though. Hello. Hey, Sayori. You look a bit tired. Is everything alright? So it's not just me. Natsuki noticed it too. Yeah, don't worry. I just have a headache. I'll be better soon. Make sure you're healthy for the festival, okay? Don't worry about that. I'll rest for a bit while the others arrive, if you don't mind. Natsuki goes back to her manga and Sayori goes to the back of the room. Surprisingly, she doesn't sit with us at the table. She's silent. She isn't doing anything except staring at her desk. I'm concerned. It's not long before the club door opens again. Termi's entered, followed by Monica. Okay. At this point, we're going to go back into vanilla dialogue again, so I think this is a good time to save and end this recording. Yeah, so... yeah, closing comments for this video. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I kind of summed up everything pretty well. I think in the course of the video already. So I don't really have anything to add to what I said, except that yeah, it just it makes this mod makes some very different choices. It makes some interesting choices, some choices that make me go some choices that are obviously, like, quite frankly, that they're just kind of shoehorned in just because because he's trying to tie it together with Rain Clouds, which, I mean, doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's just I don't know, it's just a thing. But yeah. I've got nothing. So I'm just going to say until next time.